Okay, so for today's video, I'm going to be doing my foundation routine. About 30 minutes ago, I actually already applied my moisturizer. This is the Embryolisse Creme. It's a makeup primer and a moisturizer in one. I already applied one layer of this, but since I have dry skin, I'm going to go ahead and apply another. Now, let's say you don't have like any problematic skin or you don't have any other concerns, you can just go in with this because it is a primer. I am going to go in with another primer though. I forgot to mention that before, when I applied my first layer of moisturizer, I also topped it off with the Badescu lavender spray. I really like the lavender one. It doesn't irritate my skin. The rose one is also really nice, but I prefer the scent of this one. So I picked up the big bottle and I kept this one on for my personal use. I'm going to grab a little bit of the pore minimizing one. And what I like to do with this one is I only like applying it around my nose area, so here and on my nose. I don't take it everywhere because I don't need it everywhere. This is just where I really want it to be more smooth, and I want all of my pores to just appear smaller. So as far as foundations go, these two foundations in particular have been my absolute favorite mixed together. I don't really enjoy them alone. I like them mixed together. This is a thicker consistency. This is a more glowy consistency. It's a lot thinner. So this gives me the coverage I want, but this gives me the luminosity I like in my foundation. So mixing them together for me gives me like my perfect foundation combo. I was more afraid to try foundations before because I didn't know if the foundation was breaking me out or what I was prepping my skin with was breaking me out. So I kind of only stuck to these two for a good like 6-7 months, and it was what worked for me. But lately my skin has been getting better. Before I mean, you can't tell right now because I think my camera has like some smoothing effect on for when I record. I need to figure out how to take it off. But before, I did experience a lot of breakouts, and I'm not sure what was causing them. I am Hispanic, so whenever I scar, they're very dark and very like, they're just not nice scars. It's just what happens with my type of skin. Even when I have a breakout like here, it's really red, and then by the time this goes down, I'll have a mark there, even if I don't pick at it. It's just how my skin is. So that's why I personally like using a lot more full coverage foundations. I'm not too big a fan on like natural foundations or medium coverage foundations. For today's foundation, I am going to be mixing two. The only reason I'm going to be mixing two foundations today is because one of them is too dark for me. So what I'm going to be using today is the Nars Natural Radiant Foundation mixed with the 205 foundation from Loreal, the Infallible Pro Glow in 205. Like I said, this is one of my all-time favorite foundations. It doesn't break me out. And this one is really, really pretty on the skin. It's just too dark for me right now. It's a little too yellow on its own and a little bit deeper. So that's why I mix it with the L'Oreal one. Okay, so I was able to take off like the smoothing effect on the camera, but it does still look like it's smoothing it out a little bit. I'm not sure how to take it off, but I don't know if you guys can see, I did have like some scarring over here. I have my little breakout here, and then I have like some up here that are just like annoying and don't go away. Around my mouth I have a little bit of darkness, but that's normal to have around your mouth. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to just do a couple of stripes. And since this isn't a matte foundation, I don't have to worry about it. Like, it's really yellow. Since, like I was saying, this isn't a matte foundation. With matte foundations, you do have to work faster because they do dry down. With more glowy foundations, you're able to kind of let them sit there and you don't have to worry about them drying down completely. So I apply the foundation basically like I paint it onto my skin and then I blend it out from there. So I just press it in. Okay, I look like super yellow. I promise in person it doesn't look that bad, but I don't know how to do it so I don't look so yellow. Okay, it'll all even out in a little bit. Now, I know you guys probably hear a lot of people saying that you don't need a lot of product. Me, I like using more product because I want to make sure my skin is like porcelain skin. I know that it's probably a lot of foundation for some people, but for me, it's my personal preference. It's what I like on my skin the best. I don't like natural foundations. I don't like for my skin to look like be peeking through. I just personally don't like it. Maybe because I was so insecure about my skin before when it was really bad. For my preference, I don't like for my skin to be peeking through, like my skin. I don't know, I just prefer for like, you know, my skin to look flawless. I'm going to turn off the camera real quick and I'm going to get a clip of my foundation in natural lighting. I want you guys to see what it looks like on my skin so you guys can see that it probably looks like super crazy in person. I mean in camera, but in person it doesn't look like bad. At least to me it doesn't. So I will be right back. I'm going to insert a clip in natural lighting. Okay, so this is my skin in natural lighting. I don't know if you guys can see how it doesn't look super heavy and it looks like pretty smooth overall. It doesn't, and the foundation like on in lighting, oh no, it looks still a little yellow, but once I apply concealer and bronzer, all of that, it does even out. So I just wanted you guys to see what it looks like in natural lighting. You can see here I have like a couple little breakouts, and then here I have one, and then here where I was saying up here I have like some for my threading. But overall it looks smooth. Like I said, luckily I'm blessed that I don't have a ton of texture on my skin. But yeah, this is what my skin looks like, well my foundation looks like. Now let's go ahead and finish up my foundation. Now, I don't have a ton of darkness underneath my eyes. I don't have really any, but I do like to add a little bit of like an orange concealer, just because I like for my concealer to appear really bright. So I'm going to take a little bit of an orange corrector. Now I'm going to take a synthetic brush, and only where I have darkness I apply the corrector. Oh, you guys can already see how it like brightened. And this is a good tip to do, like let's say that you're applying concealer or foundation and you still have a lot of darkness peeking through. By applying like an orange corrector underneath, it will brighten everything up, and then when you go over it with your foundation, it will be completely even. You won't see any darkness peeking through. So I literally apply like almost nothing just because I want the darkness to be evened out. For my concealer, I'm going to be using my Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer. I have been absolutely loving this concealer. It's $5.99. You could find it on Ulta.com, or some Ulta stores carry them. My Ulta store does carry it, so I picked one up to try it out. So I'm going to apply it. The way I apply my concealer is I will go from the inner part of my eye and I'll go down, and I go in an upside down triangle because I feel like it just conceals a lot better. And this concealer is not thick. It doesn't feel heavy underneath the eyes. It actually feels like a little cooling underneath the eyes. So I always apply a good amount of concealer because I use my beauty blender or the sponge, so it kind of absorbs it. And then I'll apply a little bit here on my chin. It looks like a lot, but it's not a lot. It looks a lot brighter and more opaque on camera. Apply a little bit there, and then down the bridge of my nose. And then I'm going to take a little bit of product and take it up along the side of my nose. So now that I look all crazy and I have my concealer everywhere, I am going to start by blending it out. For my concealer, like I said, I do like to use my Veromona sponge. I'm going to just press it in. Okay. So now that my now that I have applied my concealer, even though I have dry skin, I do like to bake my under eyes, but I don't bake with like a translucent powder. I bake with the powder that has like a little bit of pigment to it. So I have been absolutely loving my Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is in the shade Fair Light. It's the loose one. I used to use the RCMA No Color powder, but this I feel like brightens my eyes. It doesn't take away any coverage from my concealer. So I have been loving using this, and I always apply it with my beauty blender. So I'm going to squint, and I like the beauty blender because it has a point and I can put it right underneath right in like the inner corner. And I'm going to do the same thing for my other eye. What I also like to do is bring the powder up along the side of my nose. Okay, so to set the rest of my skin, I am going to take my Morphe E2 brush, and I'm just going to press it onto my skin. Okay, so I have fully set my skin with the powder, and then what I do is, as I am blending it all out, I will go over the translucent powder and swipe it away. And now I am going to go ahead and finish off my bronzer, blush, and highlight off camera and finish off my eyes, and I will be right back. Okay, so I finished setting my skin with my powder. I was going to do like my bronzer and stuff off camera, but I'm just going to kind of do it on camera so you guys can get an idea. So taking my Hoola Bronzer, I'm just going to bronze up my skin. I'm going to take my Essence Brighten Up powder. It's like this one, Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. So I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to take a flat synthetic brush. This is from Boulevard Beauty Cosmetics. It's a B4 brush. I'm going to take a little bit, and I'm just going to press it underneath. I'm going to take my Morphe M500 brush, and I am going to use this for blush. And I'm going to start applying it. I apply it like more like on the middle of my cheek and blend it into my bronzer, and then with whatever product is left over, I'll start bringing it forward. But I'm going to take the Anastasia and Amrezy highlighter. I like a really intense highlight, so I'm just going to apply it. And then I love highlight, so I apply it like everywhere. So now that all of my powders are on, I'm going to take my L'Oreal Badescu spray. This is just to mesh everything together. So I finished up my eyes. For my lower lash line, I used the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette, and I used this orange shade, and then I also used Peanut Brittle, which is like a coppery, like shimmer orange. So I applied that on my lower lashes, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but I didn't apply anything on my lips the whole time, and the reason is because I always go in and line my lips. So I like having like a clean base so I can, you know, give my lips the shape I want. I'm going to take my Morphe lip liner in the shade Sweet Tea. For lipstick, I'm going to try today my Dose of Colors lipstick in Koi. It's a pretty like coral. That's the lipstick. And then, so after I have applied all of my makeup, I will set my face with some sort of setting spray. I believe that that is all for today's video. I am going to be trying to upload more again. I know I say that in every single video, but I actually enjoy sitting down and filming these videos. I feel like I like doing talk-throughs more than I like doing voiceovers. So if you guys don't mind like longer videos, this is probably gonna be, well, I'm gonna try bringing it down as much as I can. But if you guys don't mind longer videos, I would prefer doing these. I can get more into the routine of doing videos again. Other than that, I believe that that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.